Welcome. This is going to be almost like a gear video, but not really a review. What I want to talk about today is what was in my pack after a 4-day section hike. Now, I'm not a thru hiker. I've never thru hiked. The most I've ever been out on trail is 11 days. But I keep learning some good lessons that hopefully that'll help me on a thru hike someday. Thru hikes are typically 4-day trips before you get to town. So that's kind of like what this was. And I really wanted to prepare for that. So I'm going to walk you through what I took in my pack and what was in my pack when I got back. The reason I'm going to do this is I think a lot of times if you don't have a lot of experience in hiking, you'll want to take more than you actually need. So I've been on a journey for the last 2 years to not only cut weight out of my hiking, but also I want to cut things. I want fewer things to keep track of. I want more dual use items, yet I want to maintain a certain level of comfort that allows me to stay motivated enough to keep hiking. So what you're going to see today is you're going to see a breakdown of how I carry different things in my pack and what those things are. All right, everybody, enjoy the video, and I hope you find something useful. Alright everybody, so what we're going to talk about now is what I take out as far as electronics when I go out on trail. The first thing that I'll talk about is what every hiker needs is a headlamp. I carry the Black Diamond Storm 450. It's got a rechargeable BD 1500 battery. That's what the battery and the charger looks like. That is a USB micro connection for charging that. To charge all of my electronics, I have an Anker 67 watt charger with 2 USB-Cs and 1 USB-A. The plug folds out. It's got a little weight to it, but it's a pretty fast charger, pretty high powered. I carry one cable, and that is the 3-prong cable. It's got a USB-C, a micro USB, and a lightning, and it is USB-C on the charging end. That is, although that's a single cable, I carry different ends that I may or may not need if I'm charging 2 separate ends at the same time, and I keep those in this little waterproofed jar. Moving over to the left side here, I carry these Lightning old style Apple earbuds. I still have a iPhone 12, so these work perfect. They don't require charging, and I did not even use them on this trip. Lightweight and don't require any extra battery space. Of course, I have what a lot of hikers carry is the Garmin inReach Mini 2. I believe a couple of days ago on Black Friday, this actually came for sale for $249. There's a newer version of the inReach out now. This is one of those things I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. But it's probably more useful on trails that are open like the PCT or the CDT. On the AT, there's a lot of vegetation covering you a lot of times, and GPS signal strength can be poor. And through Georgia and all the way up to the Knock, you do get into a lot of cell phone signal areas. But still, I'm going to carry it no matter what. And a lot of you may see this cord sticking out of my front pouch on my Z-Packs. This is the Anker 10,000 MAH. It's got a built-in cable, and you can see I have one of those benders on the end of it right there, changing it from USB-C to Lightning. I carry 2 of these. They were recently put under recall. I have not had any problems with them. They're actually pretty powerful. My second one is actually powering my light system for this video right now. What I will say is I just ordered 2 of the newly released FlexTail power banks, which are each 5.5 ounces, I believe. So I'm going to give those a try on my next hike. But I don't carry a whole lot of electronics and extra stuff. But this came right out of my pack, right from the section hike, and just wanted to share that with you. So this is my electronics loadout anytime I get out on the AT or anywhere else. So whenever I'm out, I waterproof this stuff pretty simple. I just use one of the Great Value quart freezer bags, and everything fits in there. So the first thing that I'll break down out of my ops bag is my Coke system. Pretty standard in the hiking community. I have the Toke 750 milliliter pot. I carry 1 can of isobutane, and then I have the MSR Pocket Rocket Deluxe. It has the striker on it. Fits right in there. I have a Hilltop Packs small fiber cloth. Everything fits nice and snug in the kit. And then I go ahead and I use the Hilltop Packs Dyneema sack. It's great. I like it. And so that's my cook kit, and really happy with it. All right, so I've got a very basic kit. Not everything's hygiene related, but like I said, I like to keep things pretty organized and keep them all where I know something's going to be. So we'll just walk through this real quick. I keep some Equate brand Band-Aids in here for blisters. I carry a very small, lightweight pair of reading glasses. I carry a 28 millimeter Sawyer coupler. Rather than carry the plunger, I use this to backwash my filter. And I carry a spare Smart Water cap, a spare Sawyer filter washer. I carry my contact lens cleaner. I carry a spare rock bag and a spare D-ring. And I carry vitamin I, ibuprofen. And I carry 3 extra contact lenses in a small jar. And then this is a patch kit. It used to go to a Nemo Thermarest. I carry it now for my tarp, along with putting duct tape on my trekking poles. And I carry some dental floss and some toenail clippers. So all of this fits in a tiny little bag like this. So one of the things that I've really tried to get away from in the last couple of years, ever since my first foothills hike, if you've seen that video, is I really only try to bring enough stuff that if something happens, I can just get to the next town stop or whatever, 3 or 4 days. So I don't carry everything that I could possibly ever need for stuff that may never ever happen. So I've really been trying to trim things down over the years, and this is the Hygiene Kit, whatever you want to call it, that I'm rolling with now. So you're probably wondering where the toilet paper's at. I'll show you. It's coming up soon. And everything that is ops related and not food bag related rolls right up into this Hilltop Packs second food bag that I have. And the reason that I use that is if my other food bag would break, this is already configured to go ahead and put food in, and all this stuff can be dropped into my pack. So that's the way that I've chosen to configure a couple of different bags in my pack, but this is the operational side of what I carry in my pack. All right, so this is my food bag. It is also a Hilltop Packs food bag. You can go to their website. They have awesome stuff. I am not sponsored at all, but I really like supporting cottage gear companies who are out there making stuff by hikers for hikers. So I really do like a lot of Hilltop Pack stuff, and I'll show you some of that stuff here. But I'm not sponsored. I bought all this stuff with my own money, and all this is my personal opinion. So this is going to be what's in my food bag, and let's go ahead and pop it open. All right, so now that we have everything out of the food bag, and I'm just going to kind of walk you through some of the things that I carry. The only thing missing here will be some kind of beef stick. This time I got the Better Goods brand from Walmart. Maybe if I can find a screenshot, I'll just throw it up here on the screen. But I don't eat a ton of food out on trail, and I don't go out there to really eat amazing, right? I go out there and I take enough to get by. Because food is one of the most variable things for pack weight. And so I've come to figure out what I really need and what I don't need. So I'm just going to walk you through some stuff. No specific recommendations here, but I got freeze-dried meals here. These two happen to be Ready Wise, veggie chili and vegetable soup. One of my favorites is the Peak Refuel chicken Alfredo pasta. If you've watched this latest series, you saw that I ate one of those out there on trail. Obviously, I've got the Toast titanium spoon. Highly recommend this spoon right here. I like the shiny edge rather than the coarse one. And out here, we just have various flavors of Black Rifle instant coffee and a couple of different electrolyte powders. One being the Element powders, and then for the first time, I tried Body Armor Flash IV this time. I like grape flavored stuff. I saw it at Walmart. 0 sugar, and it was half the price as Element. So I gave it a try. I liked it. No problem at all. I'm like a lot of hikers. I'll carry some protein bars with me out there. Easy to carry, lightweight. These particular ones, salted caramel, pretty good. Got those at Walmart. And then I carry bags of the Mountain Trail Mix here, great value brand from Walmart. You can see back up in the top left corner, there's a Bighorn cook bag. I use that to put my meals in when it's cold so they can cook. Couple things down here in the bottom left. If you saw my day 2 video, I broke down what I use to throw the bear hang. But I carry fire starters, which I'm getting ready to probably make some of the cotton ball Vaseline fire starters instead of carrying these from now on. I carry a lighter and a small knife to cut through any plastic. So I'll go ahead and break out this bear hang kit, and then we'll continue here in a second. Okay, now we're back with my bear hang kit. Once again, everything here except for the carbiner is Hilltop Packs brand. This is my rucksack, really lightweight, nice. This is the Hilltop Packs cord winder, and I got this line from Hilltop Packs as well. I think it's not their brand, but they sell it with the cord winder. What I found and stuff when it comes to D-rings and stuff, it's very important to have a locking D-ring. So I use a locking carbiner, and then I use the Hilltop Packs Apex Giant for the dog bone to hang my bear bags. So that is what I have for my bear hang kit, and all of that stays in my food bag and gets hung in my food bag, along with my toothbrush and toothpaste tabs as well. All right, so let's talk about some of the things that are on the outside of my pack. So one of the things I keep on the outside of my pack is my rain jacket so that I can get to it pretty easily. My current rain jacket is an REI rain jacket. Folds up pretty small, and I can just put it in the outside pocket of my Z-Packs. All right, so the rest of the things on the outside of my pack are pretty straightforward things that you're going to want to have quick access to. First thing is I carry this on the front pocket of my pack. This is the one I drink out of. This one I'll put electrolytes in. It's just a 700 milliliter smart water bottle with a sport cap. I carry 2 other full liter smart water bottles. One is a dirty water bottle, which is the duct tape on the side. This is the water I'll use to get it directly out of the stream. And then I'll filter into this bottle right here. And then this is my secondary clean water, call it my 2nd liter. And then you'll probably ask yourself, well, why do you carry a Canuck bladder? For the last couple of trips, I have been working on getting away from the Canuck bladder and just going straight to the smart water bottle. The Canuck bladder doesn't weigh a lot. I'm probably going to drop it for my next trip. And these bladders are great if you're at camp near water or need to carry water up to camp. It'll give you an extra couple of liters. But I have still been carrying the Canuck bladder and filtering out of it. And probably the most important part of any water system is the Sawyer water filter. I like this one. I went to the Sawyer Squeeze from the Sawyer Squeeze Mini. The flow is just much better in the Sawyer Squeeze than it is the Mini. So I've been pretty happy with that. Sounds like we got some animals upstairs in the JB Not Lost shelter. All right, toilet paper. If it's a full roll, then it's probably going to be in the pack. And then on the outside of the pack, I keep this small ditty bag, and I'll go ahead and break that open for you right now. All right, so inside I'll carry a smaller wrap of toilet paper. On the outside, just basically whatever I need. I believe in hand washing out in the wilderness, not just hand sanitizer. I believe getting the soap. I do carry hand sanitizer. I think it's in the car right now. But washing your hands with soap is vital. And then this is my trowel. It's also from Hilltop Packs, Apex Giant. Rather than take it out of here, I'll just go ahead and put a picture of it on the screen. So this is what I carry in this small kit right here. That kit stays on the outside of my pack. I don't know where I found these bags, but I use one, and you'll see it here in a little bit, but they have these hooks on them. So even at night, I can hook it to the outside of my hammock. I don't have to dig for it if I've got to use it in the middle of the night. All right, everybody, so this is just what I pack for a ditty bag. Stays on the outside of my pack. All right, so now we're kind of getting into a little bit of the big 3 here. This is going to be my sleep system. I'm not going to pull this entire thing out right here. I just kind of want to show you how it goes into my pack. One thing that I don't do is I don't put my top quilt in this bag. This is actually my clothing bag, but my clothing's already been taken out and washed and stuff like that. So I just threw this quilt in the bag. Anyway, I typically just stuff my top quilt down around anything and fill up all the empty space. This is my Dutchware Chameleon hammock. Both the hammock and the underquilt are in what's called the Anaconda, which is a bag designed to keep everything streamlined. And if you go back and you watch my latest series, Fall 2025, you'll see this hammock up, and you'll be able to see what that looks like. But the underquilt and the hammock, bug net, everything goes into what's called the Anaconda. And then this is my support bag, and I will go ahead and open the support bag once I show you the tarp. So this is the Dutchware Xenon tarp. You'll see that in the morning of day 3, I think, blowing around a little bit. But this is my sleep system, and I'll go ahead and break out the support bag here. All right, so here's one of the kind of the last things I'll cover, like what's inside my pack. This is my hammock support bag. This is where I'm going to keep everything that I need to stake out my hammock, hang the tarp, stake out the tarp. I've got it in a little bit larger pack haul bag with the ring. I like to hang that on the end of the hammock when I'm done. But up here in the top left, we have the Dutchware Beetle buckle suspension system. I've never used the whoopee sling or D-rings. So the Beetle buckle system is highly adjustable. You can get everything down to get a perfect hang. So that's all I've ever used. And that's probably all I will ever use. I have two stake bags, one because there's two different types of stakes. So all my stakes are MSR groundhog stakes. The white bag, that is for the side staking of my tarp. And then the green bag, that is for the doors because they have a special configuration. I'm not going to go into it in this video, but I have a way to get both doors to stake down to one stake. I carry extra hardware with me inside of a small jar. I carry the door tarp anchors here. These are for the side of the tarp. And then this is for the top of the tarp that goes to the tree. I carry some shot cord locks. And then one small extra D-ring. And these pieces right here are extra pieces to the shelf that goes inside at the top of the hammock. So a little bit of spare stuff that I carry. I think I carry one spare stake, and I have one small rechargeable USB-C light that hangs over the ridgeline and provides light without me having to use my headlamp. So that is everything that goes into the support bag for my hammock. It's as streamlined as it can be, other than maybe taking a few of these tiny pieces out, but you're saving grams at that point. That's it for the support bag for my Dutchware Chameleon hammock and the Xenon tarp, and that goes inside of my pack.